Hey there, Matthew. I'm standing about halfway at the driveway looking out towards the road. And then I'm going to turn and you could see the neighbor's house through the woods right there. And then this clearing is going to be the road to the back of the property. That's a Honda Accord, so you can see it's a tiny car. We got a nice size drive right in front of the house. That area over there is where we're thinking about the garage. I've changed the location of the fire pit now 3 times. I'm thinking here. I was thinking over there on the left-hand side of the property. And then I was thinking maybe towards the back of the property. So here's a nice shot of the side of the house. Then we're thinking the fig. 2 figs right there. Both sides of that shady spot. That'd be next to a downspout. This is a dwarf apple. There's the pump for the well underneath that fake rock. This is where the road will come in and lead back there. This is hazelnut that eventually, once I propagate a whole bunch of them, I want them further along the property line. I have them in the yard just to keep an eye on them. And this is a dwarf apricot. I also put in a nectarine, a peach, and the persimmons back here. That's the peach in that cage there. This is all along here. I'd like to see the hazelnuts and some evergreen to have a nice privacy screen. And right and around in here, this would be a good place for a huge tree. There's no telephone wires or pipes or anything like that. I'm thinking maybe one of the English walnut or Chinese chestnut down in there. I was told all of this growth took place in the last 17 years. 17 to 20 years. This was a bean field. Sandy soil. And almost the whole entire property is an even consistency. We're hitting a couple little clay patches here and there, but nothing much. And then right here I was thinking about raising this up and having a water feature. And I cleared out this spot for another big tree, like an persimmons or Chinese chestnut or the English walnut. Got lots of growing space all throughout here. This, I want to keep this a nice wide driveway. I do want a main drive. This is being the main drive coming to the back of the property. And we're coming up to the break where it's totally clear because of the power line. Plenty of opportunities along this power line to put in smaller stuff. See, we got the lines here, but there's some open areas all along here. And there's a clearing, a couple clearings back in there. And that's where I would like to see us do a truly off-grid project with a studio / living quarters, maybe something 3 stories, something that we could have storage and a basement, root cellar type area, and then the small main living space on the 1st floor, and then the sleeping on the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, depending on how you look at it. Another good space, we could put something quite large back here in a couple spots. There's the property marker. And then it runs this way, and then back that way, and into the woods down there. One day, I would like to have a conversation with the neighbor, see if maybe he'd be up for selling part of this or all of it, or just letting me plant some fruit and nut trees on it. I think this neighbor back here, sitting on 15 acres. We got lots of broken branches on the property, but from what I read, that's pretty normal with this type of oak. It's got weaker branches than a lot of trees, and in windstorms they break. Not thrilled about that. Could be worse though. And here is the clearing for the studio. Maybe I should have planned this better, walking directly into the sun coming down this side of the property. I will angle the camera in. That's the drive. And directly ahead is the little house that I had sent you across the street from me. So this driveway comes out to the main road, and then directly across the street are the 2 little brick twin houses. Great opportunity right here on this corner to put in some dwarf trees. Then there's our break for the power line. And then back to my property, and I've dug some pilot holes here. I've put in another persimmons here. And all along with the giant green thuja, I've stuck in a whole bunch of stuff. Naking cherry and strawberries, annuals. So let's go take a look at that. And then I'm doing an experiment on this side. These oaks are about every 4 feet, and they were just pulled up, not dug, just yanked out of the ground, stuck in the ground and watered, and they're being cared for. The oaks on this side were just pulled up, stuck in the ground, and they're not being taken care of. I hadn't watered them once, and I want to see how they do. I want to see how tough they are. I just got so much stuff that I want to experiment with. And we got some growth on the naking cherries. Heard a couple of people comment that they put them on their property and never got them to fruit. So I'm interested in see what happens here. All right, so here's the yard from the opposite side. I already changed the location of the greenhouse twice too, so I'm really going to appreciate you helping me work this out. That's our property line right here. There's the kitten. Hi, baby. Hi. Kitten. Got the blueberries caged in. I put some corn in, a couple other things. It's a pretty good sized bed. I did some wild stuff here. Hi, kitten. Then I'll take you up front. So you can see if there's any activity on the pea shrub. And I put the honeyberries up here. All of the thujas took. There's the honeyberry and the pea shrub that are still just looking like sticks. There's the front of the house. All right, that was a total roundabout tour. So I will talk to you real soon.